Here's the key to this. Don't seek outside of yourself for what you want to say. This is our miracle of the determination that the true causation of it, okay, is in our minds, is in my mind. Now, you'll notice the lovely music that's going on here. Those of you who are excited at the prospect of Ludwig van Beethoven are going to be subjected to the idea that with the old man, he suddenly ran into Amadeus Mozart. And the query that came up is, okay, aren't you going to utilize the idea of the perfection of yourself in not seeking outside yourself? All right? So we're going to listen to a little different idea that the cause of this, okay, when I sat down, you were getting a reflection that you obviously began to prepare for the idea that when I looked at you, I wanted to remind you, say, teach, I was seeing myself. Look at you, try it. Okay, you're not going to be seeing me. You're going to be seeing yourself. Yet it seems to you that the reflection of light by which you identify yourself will correspond to reflection of light that demonstrate to you the idea of the multiplicity of people that are within your association. Okay, could you see? There you are. Did you see what happened there? Now, I can recognize you in association, okay, with the idea that it's in my mind. But if it's in my mind, the requirement is that I see you in an aspect where I admit to our possibility of love and forgiveness and truth and defenselessness that become part of us. You listen with me? I'm going to read a little bit of this, okay? I'm going to read a little bit of it now. Wow. Well, there you are. When I came in here and sat down, that was just a moment ago, but you remember this. Our entire teaching is time is not sequential. The only time I can possibly be here, and I may talk about this a little bit, is here and now. Let's start out with seek not outside yourself. Okay? Listen. Seek not outside yourself, for it will fail, and you will weep each time an idol falls. Heaven cannot be found where it is not, and there can be no peace except there. And each idol that you worship, when God calls, will never answer in his place. There is no other answer you can substitute and find the happiness his answer brings. Seek not outside yourself. Seek not outside yourself. For all your pain comes simply from a futile search for what you want, insisting where it must be found. What if it's not there? Do you prefer that you be right or happy? Be you glad that you are told where happiness abides, and seek no longer elsewhere, because you will fail. But it is given you to know the truth and not to seek outside yourself. And I'm back just for a moment because I want you to see how determined you are when I came in here. And I'm obviously a teacher of God. And I'm a teacher who is continually attempting to teach a miracle of undergoing an experience where I can recognize that the whole universe is just in my own mind. Now, let's look at what you actually do here instead, shall we? Listen. No one who comes here but must still have hope, some lingering illusion or some dream that there is something outside of himself that will bring happiness and peace to him. If everything is in him, this cannot be so. And therefore, by his coming, he denies the truth about himself and seeks for something more than everything, as if a part of it were separated off from him, where all the rest of it is not. This is the purpose he bestows upon the body formulation, that it seek for what he lacks and give him what would make himself complete, and thus he wanders aimlessly about in search of something that he cannot find, believing that it is where he is not. I'm going to teach for 2 minutes about it because I told the new associations of those who are hearing this lovely music that's playing in the background. And I'm excited at the prospect that the organization of the storyline you're telling yourself, which is fundamentally what we must teach, is that I look out there, I see you, and you may appear momentarily to be a stranger to me. Yet it's impossible, if it's contained within my own idea of myself, that I can't change the reflection that I'm apparently getting, if in fact I can admit in the miracle that is changing all the time. That is changing all the time. Did you see that? Yeah. Did you see that? I just saw somebody who suddenly got excited at the prospect that instead of trying to figure out what I am, he looked at himself and he had a momentary experience of the love that I'm expressing for you in your determination to solve the riddle of the problem of the mission that you're trying to perform within the idea that God is and nothing else is. So you don't have to struggle with space-time association. Listen with me. The lingering illusion will impel him to seek out 1,000 idols and to seek beyond them for 1,000 more, and each will fail him, all except one. Why? He'll die. And he doesn't understand the idol that he seeks is but his own termination in a reflection of light that lives within the frequency of time. Its form appears to be outside himself, yet does he seek to kill God's Son within and prove that he's victor over him. This is the purpose that every idol has, for this the role that is assigned to it, and this the role that cannot be fulfilled. Listen with me, all idols of this world were made to keep the truth within from being known to you, and to maintain allegiance to the dream that you must find what is outside yourself to be complete and happy. It is a vain idea to worship idols in the hope of peace, because God dwells within, and your completion lies in him, and no idol can take his place. So don't look to a reflection of the light that you appear to get. Do not seek outside yourself. Thank you. Yeah. Can you get a perspective of what we intend to do as an association who is going to be with me in the idea that together you and I can perform acts where I accept responsibility within my own mind for what's going on here? Remember when I walked in and I taught parting the veil? Okay, let's try it. Here I come. Watch. Now, I brought myself with me, and you can remember the idea that I came in here and sat down. Obviously, my entire teaching is there's a memory that obviously is over. Okay, now, parting the veil, which I read you at the beginning, is the idea of improving within my mind the manner in which you're viewing me from 14 moments ago. All right? Because the manner in which you're viewing me 14 minutes ago is over in your mind, and you know it's over, and you know that it's over. Listen. The roads that this world can offer seem to be quite large in number, but the time must come when everyone begins to see how like they are to one another. Men have died on seeing this because they saw no way except the pathways offered by the world, and learning they led nowhere, lost their hope. And yet this was the time when they could have learned their greatest lesson. And all must reach this point and go beyond, and that's why you're afraid of me.